Palm oil is derived from the flesh of the fruit of the oil palm species Elias guineensis. In its virgin form, the oil is bright orange-red due to the high content of carotene. The palm oil is originated to West Africa. It was brought into Malaysia in 1917 and now it's one of the major producers of palm oil, where Malaysia currently accounts for 39% of world palm oil production and 44% of world exports. Indonesia accounts for almost the rest of the world's palm oil production and exports. Additionally, in 2016, the production capacity reached 210 million. In each fruit, there's a palm kernel and a mesocarp, where the palm kernel produces the palm kernel oil and the mesocarp produces the normal palm oil. Nowadays, palm oil products are involved in plenty important products to human life. It's estimated that 33% of all our products in our local supermarket contain palm oil. Palm oil products don't involve on one category only, where they involve in different types, for example in the food industry, margarine, chocolate spreads and crisps, cosmetic, detergents, paints, and it can be used as biofuel to power diesel engines, well, thanks to its low cost. The first step in the process is sterilization, which inactivates the lipase in the fruits and prevents buildup of free fatty acids. In addition, steam sterilization of the fresh fruit bunches facilitates the fruit being stripped from the bunches. It also softens the fruit mesocarp for digestion and release of oil, and condition nuts to minimize kernel breakage. Stripping or threshing involves separating the sterilized fruits from the punch stalks. The stalks are often disposed by incineration or transported to other plants to be used as fertilizers. After stripping, the fruits are moved into a digester, where they are reheated to loosen the pure cap. The fruits are passed into a screw press, where the mixture of oil, water, press cake or fiber, and nuts are discharged. After that, the mixture delivered from the press to a clarification tank, where separation of the oil from the rest of the mixture is achieved by settling tanks based on the gravity. The mixture containing the crude oil is diluted with hot water to reduce its viscosity and purified in the centrifuge before drying in a vacuum dryer. The final crude palm oil is then cooled and stored. The waste from the process is used as fuel in the mill, generating enough electricity for running the mill. Besides usage as fuel, it's also used as fertilizers. Now we'll jump right in the process control of some of the main equipments in the whole process. Firstly, the sterilizer, followed by clarifier and the digester. However, before that, you might want to
take a deep breath as things are just getting started.
So the first major equipment for the extraction of palm oil is the sterilizer. The palm oil sterilizer is the most commonly used industrial autoclave in palm oil mills operated in single, double or triple peak cycles as batch processes to cook palm branches using pressurized steam. Palm bunch sterilization stations utilizes high temperature to cook palm bunches. Palm fruit can easily separate from palm bunches and become soft. Owing to the increased humidity, crude palm oil can be easily extracted from the fruit. The palm kernel core can easily separate from the kernel shells, preventing enzymatic decomposition and avoid elevated levels of free fatty acids. So why do we sterilize? The heat treatment helps destroy oil-splitting enzymes and ceases hydrolysis and autooxidation. Besides that, the steam weakens the stem of the fruit and reduces the effort required to get the fruit from the bunch with mere tumbling and into threshing machine or shaking. Not only that, the heat solidifies proteins that contain the oil-bearing cells that are microscopically dispersed in it. High heat helps dispense the oil-containing cells found in the mesocarp and further allows the oil to flow more readily. Lastly, the moisture produced by the steam helps to chemically disintegrate the gums and resins. If this is not done, the resins and gums will cause foam during frying. For pressure control, it is a feedback control. The controlled variable being the sterilizer pressure, the manipulated variable being the inlet flow rate of steam, and the disturbance variable being the steam temperature. During the sterilization process, steam enters the sterilizer chamber. The pressure in the chamber is measured using a pressure sensor,
where the pressure transmitter has a pressure signal that will sense the pressure and change it to milliampere and then gets processed accordingly.
The control valve will increase or decrease the flow rate at the inlet stream if the pressure measured is too high or too low. Once the desired preset pressure is reached, heating is stopped and fresh steam enters the chamber to replace it.
Another major equipment used would be the clarifier tank. Clarification is a process of reheating, stirring, and acetylene treatment. It helps to separate oils from its entrained impurities. Crude oil will first be transferred into the tank and allowed to stand undisturbed. Over a period of time, due to gravitational force, heavier impurities will settle down and crude oil will be on the top. Crude oil goes through the oil skimmer and will be transferred out, while sludge will be discharged at the bottom. The objective of the control is to recover a maximum amount of palm oil from its insoluble non-oily solids and produce a finished palm oil that is both clean and dry. Three main factors affecting it would be the temperature of the mixture, dilution of the oil, and concentration of impurities particles in the tank. Temperature control can be achieved with a feedback control loop. First, the controlled variable would be the temperature of the mixture. Manipulated variable would be the inlet flow rate of the steam. The disturbance variable being identified are temperature of the steam and temperature of the DCO. The clarifier consists of an inner boiling compartment surrounded by an outer settling compartment. The palm oil is boiled vigorously with water before being allowed to settle in the inner compartment. Once settled, it is decanted into the bottom of the outer settling compartment. Moving on to process control, a temperature transmitter is attached to the tank. The transmitter will transmit the measured temperature inside the tank to the temperature controller. The controller will then compare the set point to the received temperature. Optimum temperature for the crude oil is within 90 to 95 degrees Celsius. Controller then transmit the error signal to the control valve so that the inlet flow rate can be controlled. When the measured temperature is higher than the set point, the valve will then slow down the inlet flow rate. The benefit of this control is that the temperature of the system will be maintained at the desired temperature without being increased or decreased. The set temperature will help to separate the oil and the sludge with a higher efficiency. Besides, it also ensures that there will be no oil loss. With that being said, crude oil can be produced at a higher capacity.
One of the main equipment in this chemical process plant is the digester. The main function of the digester is to break up the oil cell and condition the fiber for pressing. This equipment consists of level and temperature control system. The main purpose of this level control system is to ensure the palm oil fluid is properly and consistently feeding to the screw press machine. This will increase the efficiency of oil extraction rate. When the fluid in the digester reaches a very high level, the hydrolytic operator feed door is automatically closed. This is one of the example process flow diagram for level control system in digester. The level transmitter will measure the fluid level in the tank and send a signal in the form of electrical current in milliampere to the comparator. The comparator will compare and calculate the error between set point and the signal received. The controller will monitor the output and give a corrective output to the valve. The actuator in the pump will adjust accordingly the signal received. This is process flow diagram for temperature control system in digester. This looks very similar with the level control system. The temperature transmitter will measure the temperature in the solution and send the signal in the form of electric current to comparator. The comparator will compare and calculate the error between the set point and the signal received. The controller will monitor the output and give a corrective output to the valve. The actuator in the pump will adjust accordingly the signal given. The disturbance in this system need to be considered because of the heat loss to the.
And there you go, that's how palm oil that you almost use every day is being produced and delivered to you. If you reached to this point, thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed this educational video. Bye.